Hello and welcome to Alternate Image Raid. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today is part 2 of the how much does it cost to get a fusion summoning event. Like how much in terms of resources, gems, energy, all of that stuff. And I mean net between what I started and what I finished. So the first video I kind of went over the beginning getting the champion, showing where all my stats are, showed a bit of a web page about what to expect going from one of these, a little bit of strategy. That video will be linked in the description below. You don't really need to watch that to get an idea what's going on here in this video, because I will be showing all of the stats for the resources from that previous video in screen grabs in this one, so you could just watch this if you'd like, but if you want to see the full context, again, it will be in the description below. So I'm going to show you the before and afters of my account of gems, energy, silver, brews, potions, shards, chickens, and pretty much everything that goes into resources that you might spend getting one of these fusion events. I'm also going to get it. You'll get to see that here because there's a couple things that I sort of missed in the first video, and I want to make sure that the full transparency and clarity is here. We'll see I'm missing one of these to get this, the Void Champion. We are right now in a champion chase tournament, which means I can use some of these that I have saved up. This is, I believe I missed on the previous one, for points that I can use in this tournament. We'll see I've done basically nothing to this point. And so we're going to pull a couple of shards, summon a couple things, get this last fragment or this last champion here to fuse in. We will fuse those up and then go over all of the stats and kind of discuss the full cost, what I was at when I started, what I'm at now, how much did I really lose getting this champion. And it's probably not as much as you might expect. Of course, this is a decently progressed account, so some things happen more efficiently than they would for other accounts. That is a reality of this. But this at least gives you like a baseline. This is not a whale account. I'm not spending money. I have not spent money during this event. I want to show that for proof here. I still have the Warrior Circle pack. Unless they've changed things, you don't get this pack if you spent money in the past month. At least that's how it used to be. So this is just what the account generates during all the dailies, doing all the stuff, and doing the events that I had to do to get this summon. So let's get some of these points real quick. I don't know if I really care about this champion that much, but I'm getting a 2x and a 10x. I don't have the champion. I'm going to pull a couple of these fragments before I start using my summons that I have saved up here. I do prefer these to drop them in the middle of clan versus clan if possible. Although I probably will use some just because I have so many saved up. It's fine. Now these reach 250 for me. This is a based on the quality of shard that you pull, not based on the quality of champion that you get. So Sacreds actually have a really good chance if you get a 2x during the summon event. You will get the full value of the shard in that event, even if you don't get a legendary. Whereas everything else is kind of better during the tournaments because you get based on what you pull. So if you go in and pull some ancient shards and happen to get epics and legendaries, you get extra points for that. So that'll be 1,000 points only. We need 3,200. We're going to drop some of these. How do I want to do this? Maybe let's get Jetney. We'll crack a couple of these. You get to watch some extra Explodey Gold champions walk out of a portal. So when I pull 2 of these, between that I'll be at 2,000 points. So obviously I'm going to need a lot more points still. And I think I'm going to leave the rest of these alone for now for clan versus clan in case I need to. So let us pull a couple more of these, and I'm probably going to do a 10. So let's just do this 10 pull first. Not the best of points, but not bad. At this point, I have stopped keeping track of the math, so I'm going to have to go check here in a moment and see where my points are. So we'll see I'm still 300 points short. Actually, is there anything else in here that I want that I'm going to get shortly? It's another 1,100 points to get the book. They have really increased the cost of this. I believe it was 2,500 points before and 3,000 to the first book. This is a really bad jump. This is a really expensive jump in terms of resources like the sacred shards and so forth. I think we're going to do one more ancient pull. If I get an epic, I should have enough. We'll do another ancient pull. If I get an epic, we should have enough points as well. And I don't really want to use any more of the sacreds if I can help it. I can't help it. So we're using one last sacred shard. We'll see, we did pull just now 7 sacreds, I believe, and didn't get an epic, which isn't, or didn't get a legendary, which isn't crazy bad odds, but is the unfortunate reality sometimes of pulling towards non-guaranteed content. Of course, the guaranteed content we are getting here is this rare champion that we get to go here. We will level it up, and I'm just going to use brews. At this point in time, it's just about getting it done. Particularly, I have a bunch of this quality of brew. See, I still have a pretty good amount of food just hanging out. That is because the thing that I'm doing to you know, do these events and stuff like that are generating me resources. I'm getting additional the equivalent of chickens while I'm going through my training events. So now that we're getting him all leveled up, that is the last piece we need for this fusion. We'll see we have 12 of these to fuse into these guys. We have 4 of these to fuse into this. And I'm probably going to cut through the leveling all these up, but I'll be doing that. We'll see the resources jump as we skip time. Jump back in here really quick just to call myself out. I had planned on doing this in a different way, and I just got distracted as I made this video. There's 1,000 points of summoning right here. So I could have stopped at 2,200 points and actually pulled a lot less. So I pulled 4 unnecessary sacred shards, because each one of these fusions, and this is part of the double dipping strategy, just in making this video, just don't too busy thinking about the process. This was 1,000 points. It's still going to help me get towards the book in that event, but I honestly didn't really care about that much. So that's just something to consider. Looking at these in the future, how can you double dip? And I definitely failed on this one. I'm going to cut away again. See you back in a second. We'll see, now I have all of these. At some point I pulled an extra one of these guys. It doesn't really matter, because for the sake of this video, you can't guarantee to pull one of these. So I don't want that to have counted towards or against my resource usage in any way, since it isn't really typical. And he is ready. They're all unlocked, slotted in, ready to go. This is a million silver, which is not insignificant to many accounts. And another 500 points for the tournament. Sure, won't worry about that right now. So now that we've got this guy summoned, what did it take? He's here. We got him. It's a pretty good champion for either version of Fire Knight. But at what cost? So let's start with this screen and the information that we have available. This is from the screen grab from the previous video. We'll see that I had 226 basically million silver, and I had 17,500 gems. Now I'm looking at 228 million silver and 16,900 gems. So I used 600 gems and effectively no silver over the course of this event, even through that expensive summoning, even through the expense that I just spent putting brews onto these champions. You didn't see that part, but you know, it's a good amount of silver. We're still actually in the positive, going and doing all of these events, doing your spider, doing your dungeons, doing all of your dailies and stuff as this happens, kind of normal account things, plus just getting it. Silver is a wash. This didn't cost me anything. Obviously, I got every one of the artifact enhancement events done in order to get this. No cost. We are down, though, 600 gems. All right, let's see the next area we could talk about. We're going to look at the brews here first. So we'll notice that I have mid 1800s to 1900 of each of the brew types. I actually used a bunch of this. This is probably the biggest resource drain that's happened for me, particularly with the force brews. So we'll see that our brews went up nearly 100 here. They actually went up over 100 here, but we're down 500 brews in force and 100 brews in void. And that is just because I used all of the upgrading on the champions for the fusion came out of brews. So we're down 600 between these two, up 200. We did use 400 brews, which if you don't have the brews, is actually a decent amount of energy that could have gone into this. Of course, that means more of this could have been used during a champion training event to double dip, like we actually have right now. So if I didn't have the brews, it would cost me some energy, but I would make a bunch of progress towards getting these rewards. Not all negative. Again, that's the biggest message of the channel. Double dip when you can. I want to put out also on the screen before I switch it. This is just showing that we have some amount of 3-star chickens. I scrolled on the whole thing in the last video. If you want to see exactly how many, there wasn't that many. I think I had like a dozen 3-star, not chickens, but pre-prepared food here. We'll also see on this screen that we have a chunk of 5-star prepare food as well. This is pretty much the whole bit of my 5-star prepared food. And then our actual chickens, we are looking at 165, 197, and 79. Yes, I have a ton of chickens. I am a hoarder. It's a problem, but also a solution in this game. It does help me with my resources. Well, see, now I'm at 177, 190, and 83. So we're up on both the 3 and 5-star chickens. 5-star being a lot of potency there. We are down 7 4-star chickens. I just spent chickens on all the guys that I upgraded after from the beginning of this video to the middle when I fused them. So I spent 16 4-star chickens. I am still up. Going through all of these events gets you good rewards. Doing the events for the fusion basically pays for the fusion. In this case, again, I'm going to call the chickens... I don't think it's even fair to say it's a wash. We're positive on chickens. But we do need to look at the food that is involved with this. So let's check out down here our 5-star prepared food. We'll see. I didn't really use any. I didn't have to. I didn't make any 6 stars during this event, so none of my 5-star food went towards any of this. Now for 4-star food, see, I have a ton. I believe I actually have more, and then 3-star I also have more. I don't have the 1 and 2 stars left. Again, if you go check the last video, I scroll all the way down, you can see the whole thing. I didn't want to take 20 screenshots of this, but overall I probably have more food as well, both prepared and in chickens. For brews, which is obviously directly only related to fusion type events and not fragment events, we'll see that I have 65. I don't really care about these, honestly. These the lesser whatever brews, they don't matter. Not brews, potions. Lesser potions don't really matter. 65, 55, 24, 57, and 40. So how many did I use during this? Keep in mind, I also had a clan versus clan where I did do some ascensions, but that doesn't matter. We're taking the whole thing all at once. So we didn't use any void, 65 to 65. We used 6 of the force. We are up 16 of the magic type. We are up 12 spirit and down 7 of the arcane. Just positive. Net positive. 0 change, down a total of 7 plus 6, 13. But we're up more than that between these two. Again, just doing the events. I don't think I actually farmed out any potions specifically. These must have just been rewards for different pieces of things. Honestly, I don't really pay attention where these rewards come from. Again, just playing the game covered the cost of the fusion in this area as well. And there's always one of the biggest sources of concern: shards. How many shards went into this? We have 4,500 mystery shards. We have about 100 ancients, 122 voids, and 40 sacreds when I started. Of course, most of the sacreds and stuff I'm getting from, clan boss. Same thing with the voids. Doesn't really affect rewards from the events, with a couple exceptions with, ancients and voids. But start to finish, we're not discounting things that I did extra elsewhere, so we're not going to discount things that came in extra from elsewhere. Again, no spending happened. What did this cost? About 4,500 mystery shards here. We are down 11 ancients in total. We are up 12 voids. I didn't really pull any voids during this event, I don't believe. And we're down 5 sacreds. And again, that is with wasting 1,000 points on the fusion that I could have done by fusing the epics from the summon. So I could have pulled 4 less and only been down 1. But it doesn't always line up that way. So we're down 5 sacreds. Now 5 sacreds is significant. If you didn't have that many sacreds, I'd recommend going into the lesser types of shards. And of course, as a kind of a wash, we did, and that's why I wanted to have you watch me do this part. We got an extra 1,000 points here, so we could even call that a wash between what I made a mistake and what I used extra resources on. The 1,000 points of summoning these 2 legendary champions. So yeah, 5 sacreds, positive 11, basically even. So all in total, going after this fusion, which was a pretty decent champ by all accounts, I am positive 2 million silver. I spent 600 gems, 400 brews. I am up on chickens. And then my shards, I am negative in shards overall, 11 ancients, 5 sacred now, but I am 12 voids in the positive. So really not too bad. This is up. This isn't a cost. The cost is time. Time is definitely a cost in this game. And of course, there's so many areas of this game where time just takes too much. We have too many things that we should be doing all the time. I have not done a single Phantom Shogun's Grave yet. I haven't clicked on this button. I haven't even clicked it. Don't care. I'm gonna care eventually, but there is too much time. So time is a cost. If you're considering not going for a fusion, consider it over time more so than the cost to your account. Now, of course, again, my account is fairly strong. It is late game. It is not new, but it's not getting money spent on it. I am not pouring outside resources into this game to get it done. So it can be done. And it's just about the efficiency in which you go after one of these events. And double dipping. Get that reward from the Fire Knight. Going after this got me a chunk of silver, some of these one brew, 1 brew, 4-star chickens. Like, I need to get almost all of that anyway, and now I'm getting all of this extra stuff. Same thing here. I had to go get this. That gave me some energy. It gave me some of these coins, and because of my mistake, it is giving me a book. Well, mistakes happen. Some of them are better than others, and that's really about it. I mean, is there anything I'm missing in terms of resources? I definitely could be forgetting something. We'll see. I forgot something important in just how I completed this event. But overall, in this game, the guaranteed events, guaranteed resources, guaranteed legendaries are the best value for your time, your in-game resources, your money if you're going to spend it. Spend your currency as applicable on guaranteed stuff. Well, notice you watched me pull 7 of these and I got nothing, even during a 2x, which is one of the better times to pull if I hadn't been going for the fusion at the same time. Guaranteed stuff. I want to point that out forever. So this has been our look into what a fusion really costs. What do you think? Did I miss something? Do you agree with the assumption, or do you think it's just because of my account? Which the next video, or one very soon, will be maybe even a series where I start going over the teams I use in each area of this game. Not an individual, hey, here's how to do each of these pieces of content. A lot of that I already have in past videos on the channel. And then some of it will be forthcoming as I get a little bit upgraded from where those previous ones are. But so you get a chance to see what stage I'm farming this on, what my team is that enables me to do that for probably all of the dungeons. Definitely my 2 clan boss teams, maybe faction wars, arena for sure. Just so you can kind of get another glimpse in the account. What is the account like that can do a fusion event in almost positive, net positive on the resources. And of course, during this event, I also did get to get some of my champions leveled up. I do have more 5-star and 4-star food than I had to start. I do have champions that are leveled that I'm actually using. I have gear that I've gained from those dungeons. Of course, not much. I mean, at this point, the piece of gear I get that are going to be usable are low. But I've gained other things that are really hard to quantify without doing a much more in-depth video and record all of my gameplay, which I'm not going to do because I typically play on my phone, not on the computer where I record these. So again, this has been an alternate image raid video for Raid Shadow Legends. If you like this video, please like. If you loved it, sub, because if you want to see more of what's going on, definitely sub, hit the bells and ring the things and whatnot. If you have anything to say, if I missed something, if you like it, why, definitely comment. Comments are really helpful for, just knowing what's connecting with people. And if you dislike this video, then smash that dislike button, as it's still engagement for the channel. And as always, have a great day.